Hello, and thank you so much for inviting me to join by means of this video. I wish I could be there in person, but I'm truly honored to have been asked to speak about the vitally important topic of sustainable finance as we approach the G20 hosted by Japan later this month. Of course, when the world thinks of Japan, the world thinks of innovation. And indeed, Japan has long been at the forefront of creating and building the future. So it's quite fitting that the United Nations Environment Program and the Japan Climate Initiative have convened this gathering in Tokyo. By now, it's very clear that the world is in the early stages of a global sustainability revolution. The evidence is all around us, including in the form of exponential growth in the availability and affordability of renewable energy all over the world. I believe this sustainability revolution, based on new technology and focused on hyper-efficiency, actually represents the greatest business investment opportunity the world has ever seen. I think the sustainability revolution has the magnitude of the industrial revolution and the speed of the digital revolution. And I'm very encouraged by the incredible progress that business leaders, engineers, scientists, and technologists have made in dramatically reducing the cost of electricity from solar and wind to record low levels that keep declining. In many geographies now, it's already much cheaper to produce electricity from solar and wind than it is to produce it by continuing to burn dirty fossil fuels that are threatening humanity's future. Electric vehicles are also becoming much more popular. Their cost is also plummeting. Hyper-efficiency and efficiency and improvements across the board, including in energy storage, particularly batteries. These advances also promise to be a big part of the sustainability revolution and humanity's future. So if you look at the necessary investment for fulfilling the international commitments made as part of the Paris Agreement, the International Renewable Energy Agency estimates that $1.7 trillion in new investments will be needed over the next 11 years just to implement the renewable energy components. We cannot continue investing in these dirty and destructive planet-warming fossil fuels. We can't keep using the sky as an open sewer. We can't keep investing in fossil fuels either at home or in overseas development assistance, encouraging countries, many of which could actually get cheaper electricity from renewables anyway, to participate in continuing to use the sky as an open sewer. And right now, around the world, there are 67 gigawatts of proposed new dirty coal plants in the pipeline receiving foreign financing. And 80% of these are financed by some combination of China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. Put simply, these investments, if they were actually made, could lead to an utter climate catastrophe, along with the political and market instability that would accompany that catastrophe. Every day that passes now makes it even clearer that coal is not the future, it's the technology of yesterday, and it's simply not a suitable sector for investment any longer. In fact, already around the world, we have more than $22 trillion in subprime carbon assets marked to market on the books of companies, both multinational public companies, private companies, and sovereigns. And these subprime carbon assets represent a risk to markets, and both the public and the private sector have to pay heed to the dangers associated with this subprime carbon bubble, especially when making decisions about whether or not to continue investing in dirty fossil assets at home or abroad. That bubble's going to burst. We know it will. And when it does, the investments made on the basis of values that assume they're going to be burned and put to their intended use, that those values will collapse, same as what happened with the subprime mortgages back in 2007, 2008. In truth, bold action is the only option. Taking the wrong direction now would have tremendous negative global consequences. So it seems obvious to most of us it would be a lot better to invest in innovation and climate solutions and a brighter future. I know that Japanese leadership and Japanese innovation can and will provide an example moving forward at the G20. It is crucial that our business practices, our investment decisions, and our financial systems are up for this incredible challenge. Thank you and enjoy the conference.